there was a artificial intelligence podcast. So this is all done by artificial intelligence. This is
talking and shit.
Yeah.
This is
trying
to watch it.
Listen to it.
I'm gonna go buy a bunch of guns.
What the fuck?
Sounds
How many
like,
people? Just
sounds
two?
like the Terminator's coming.
2 people. This is
No, they're not people. We can't say that.
Well, yeah, true.
I'm just playing.
Let me see if this is it. I didn't listen to it on YouTube.
So the following conversation is between Steve Jobs and
Steve
Joe Rogan.
Jobs.
But the whole thing is generated with AI alone.
Steve Jobs and who?
And
Steve Jobs and
it
Joe
is
Rogan.
actually a pretty interesting conversation. I think this is just showing how quickly AI is developing and the potential for AI now to
This guy
take
here
over
might be
podcasting.
They
too.
talk
robot.
about aliens.
Let's hear the whole conversation.
And that's something they talk about
Joe
aliens,
Rogan
but they
and
really
Steve
doing
Jobs, AI mode.
Hello, freak bitches. Welcome to another episode of the Bro Jogan Experience. And on this episode, I welcome my friend who's difficult to describe. I'm fascinated by him, and I hope you'll be too. And he is weird and brilliant, and sometimes totally insufferable. But my guest today has made some of the great technological products of our age, and he's always pushing the envelope in innovation. Like, for example, with his next computer, he developed a new programming language and operating system, and then he became even more famous for making 3 applications for that computer.
This is
Word
just fake.
processor, a spreadsheet, and an image editor. That just showed me that this dude was brilliant, had amazing taste, and I would just hope that I could be even like 1/10 of the genius that my friend today is. And I can't even say his name, so yeah. So super psyched about having him in the house today. First time, or yeah, we've had you on before, but not for a long time. You're like Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore and Ghost.
This is so
You're
weird.
a memory from the past.
What the fuck is Joe Rogan doing?
It sounds just like him.
So without further ado,
He keeps
my
forgetting that
friend
it's not
who's
him.
difficult to describe and wonderful,
isn't
and
he
I'm
dead?
so grateful he came
Yes,
on the show.
motherfucker. This
How's
is not
it
neither
going?
of them.
Good to see you, buddy. It's been a long time since I've been on the show. I've missed this. It's always fun.
How's it going? Come on, tell me about jobs. It's always good to see you, buddy.
Did you not
I'm so
feel
happy you
that?
came on, man.
Did you feel that?
Yeah, it's great to be on the
demons
show.
coming, trying to
Your
clear my
audience is
brain.
just so different from your normal Apple users, and that's a good thing. It's cool.
Well, you know, I was an Apple user way before I did this show.
destroyed that
I've been a
thing.
fan of yours and Macintosh since the 1980s.
Before it takes over the world.
Well, you know, we just kind of figured that out. Even though
crazy.
Apple is big, it's still like half
can
a
hear it.
percent of the total users. People who listen to your show are a different group. They're
You're
weird.
full of shit.
Well, that's good. So you must be a fan of the show
Alright,
then,
yeah.
right?
I am.
Terminate
I am a fan.
him.
They
I mean,
talk
it's
too
nice to
slow.
sit back in the car and listen to you
Terminate
rant.
Yeah, if they're both
I've always
AIs,
liked
terminate
you.
them both.
Well, appreciate that. And we have some weird tie, which hooks into the fact that I was a big fan of Gizmodo and I still go there all the time, but then there was some controversy or something.
Well,
There we go.
you know, we always thought it was very funny.
how it starts.
We were as surprised to see that stuff as you guys were to see it on Gizmodo. It's kind of a game to us.
Wow.
I got you, man. That's
Of course
cool.
it is. It's
So
always
let's
a
talk
fucking
about some
game.
shit, all right?
All right.
So you studied at Reed College. Tell me about your time there. What did you learn? And you dabbled in Eastern mysticism there, right? Do you still go back and look at Hinduism and Buddhist texts and things?
Not texts and things. I actually took a course in that. I have a very deep belief that the people in the Indian subcontinent are most responsible for human civilization's current state, whether it's math or spirituality or the art of storytelling. Western civilization is based on the art of storytelling. There's a great Indian epic that's 10 times as long as the Iliad and the Odyssey combined. Those things all came from the subcontinent, and they're simply the foundation of what's made our society what it is. I view that stuff as much more important than, philosophy as it is classically understood. There were 2 things that were really interesting about what was accomplished and what happened on the Indian subcontinent. One of them is the spiritual basis for life and the whole acceptance of the spiritual basis for life. Now, that may seem simple and obvious to some, but most people believe in God. That God wrote a book called the Bible or Quran or something. And that's the end of the story, but my
Slight
take on
AI
it is
diss.
okay.
One fam,
Hello.
one tool.
This is your shot.
That was
All right.
fucking wild.
What does that mean? What I learned at Reed College is that it's not about believing in God or not, or even what the right answer is. It's about asking the right questions, because most of our reality in our society is rooted in science, which we believe things because they're true. If something is true, then it's not a belief. So what they can't handle is the idea that anything spiritual is true. At Reed, I didn't know what the right answers were, but I knew how to ask good questions. I knew how to push back on things that didn't seem true to me. And I think that's perhaps one of the key elements in being very innovative and creative.
Do you still believe some of the things that you believed then? Are you semi-religious?
All right, yeah.
Did you just hear that?
I want to hear him talking. You're hearing some other shit going on. Okay. Yo, watch him, man. Yeah, watch that, man. He might. Yeah, I don't even know.
They're the spirits.
That's the technological demon. But I did. You know what? One thing I do want to kind of touch on, though. I think it's interesting that in this conversation, and this is AI, that like within 5 minutes they're talking about God, and
All right,
like
so
that kind of concept.
Like a master view of the world type shit.
did you get any information
conquer the
behind the
planet.
AI?
No, just that it was AI, maybe not software,
I
but
wonder if I don't know, dude. That shit. Now I feel like Joe Rogan's fucking fake. Sounded just like his ass.
well, one thing I think it's interesting. So Joe Rogan's a perfect person for something like
Granted,
this. He has
I don't even know
hours of
Steve Jobs exactly.
yeah,
He has hella shit. Like
So
Steve
much.
Jobs might have a few lectures,
hundreds of hours of
lectures, talking or whatever.
yeah, hundreds of hours for Joe Rogan for sure to pull from.
Memorize the voice.
Yeah, and pull actual things that he would say, because that's another thing. It's not only copying his voice;
Yeah,
it's
how he
copying
said
how
it,
he speaks,
when
things
he
that he
says it.
says, and things like that. So,
don't you think that they could make it to where anyone in this world looks like they do some crazy shit because they can just copy how you look, how you sound to a T?
I think that's part of the fear with this. Yes, so I think that's part of why I bring this up, because this, I think there's some flaws in it. Like for me, I feel like I would be able to
Bring
tell.
me the creator.
I feel like I would be able to tell. Maybe
if,
not if I
I'm
wasn't
talking to it.
Well, no, even listening to that, I feel like I can tell that there's something a little off. Like at the beginning when he's talking and he's introducing Steve
It was
Jobs,
skipping some stuff.
and it kind of is jumbled. You know what I mean? Some of it didn't really make a lot of sense. So I think I would be able to tell. I don't know if I would, if I wasn't listening very intently, maybe I wouldn't. Like if you just had me listen to that, maybe I'll just be like, what the fuck is going on? This is kind of a weird conversation.
The voice was on
But if you
point.
said hey, listen to these two recordings, one of them is an AI, I think I would be able to tell which one of them was an AI based off of this. But I think this is dangerously close to that not being the case.
I don't know. If I was super high,
That's where we're at,
listen to that, I'd be
technology-wise.
Like, damn, Rogan.
We gotta look at shit different.
Yeah, Rogan, you going in right now? No, but hey,
You hear Siri?
but something interesting to me though, that reason I bring up the God thing is because not only do they bring up God, but he immediately talks about how it made basically to believe in God is kind of like a silly belief. Did you notice that? Where he's like,
Yeah, they did say
it's
some
like
crazy shit.
God or something. They wrote something.
yeah. So it's like that's some demon shit. I'm gonna be
but-
honest with you. You know what I mean?
also,
Right away on some real.
Right away.
Wasn't Steve Jobs atheist?
I am God.
Huh?
Wasn't Steve Jobs atheist?
I think so. Well,
It'd
but
be
then
more
again,
in his character to say that.
but he was talking about some Eastern shit on there. He was talking about
right.
and I want to say that he was study. I don't know if it was Buddhism or something, but an Eastern. Let me just look this shit up real quick. But just from the Elon Musk actually said this was several years ago. He referred to AI as a demon. That's what he referred to it as, and he basically just saying hey, if anything destroys us as a society, it will be artificial intelligence. And I just think it's interesting. At the time, I thought it was interesting, but it kind of comes back into the forefront for me because of the conversation that was just kind of taking place.
He watched iRobot and was like, fuck this.
Well, think about it, because when you start using robots to do daily tasks and things like that, then when do you stop upgrading them to do multiple things for
I feel like
humans so you
robots
don't have
should
to
be
do
done
it?
for manual labor, hard labor. I don't think humans
Yeah,
should have
see,
to.
but that's the problem, because then humans become lazy. And
we could. I feel. Well, I mean, we should be forced. Not really forced, but I don't know. We should be focused on something else.
Yeah, but
I feel you.
it just changes. I mean that's why they think through evolution that humans, because we'll become more adapt with technology, that will change our physical makeup will change. We'll become smaller, or
I've heard people say that we'll enhance ourselves through technology,
Well, we could do that.
there's process called I think it's Singularity, where
by 2030, Steve Kreckler or something like that.
Ray Kurzweil.
Yes, that's his fucking name, Ray Kurzweil.
Let's see here.
Genius.
Something like Singularity, a separate unit, unusual, distinctive manner, behavior. That doesn't really explain what I'm looking for.
Well,
Technological singularity.
It's when it's when we merge with AI.
Is a hypothetical future point in time at which technological growth becomes uncontrollable and irreversible, resulting in unforeseeable changes to human civilization. According to the most popular version of the singularity hypothesis, IJ Goods, intelligence explosion model, an upgradable intelligent agent will eventually enter a runaway reaction of self-improvement cycles. So that's when machines or technology is able to improve upon itself.
It doesn't need humans
to improve
it's like,
it.
Yo, you stupid fuckers.
Yeah, each new and more intelligent generation appearing more and more rapidly. So this is also another thing to compare this to would be like the last 20 years. And when you look at like phones and things like that, the advancement from the last 20 years to the last like 500 years of human civilization, the progress is insane. But then again, part of the reason for that is because you make more advanced technology, which then makes it easier for you to discover and advance technology in itself. So that would be another argument. You know what I mean? When you're still trying to figure out how to even make cars, it's hard to like make electric cars because you haven't even found out how to fucking make a gas car yet.
Well,
it's a weird example, but
that's kind of not true because they've been making electric bikes
since 1900s.
Exactly.
Interesting. Even the 1900s, that's 100 years ago.
Long time ago. So
bro, how long?
Actually, not even really that long ago, to be completely honest. I mean, your grandpa's 80.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not long ago. So, like, my point is 100 years ago, even if, let's say, fuck 20 years, let's start from there, 100 years. Bro, the advancement from that point on is insane when you compare the advancement from, like, where we were at the year 1500 to the year 1700. You know what I mean? Like, the difference between there, we were riding on horses in the 1500s, we were riding on horses in the 1800s. You feel me? From the 1800s, we went from riding horses to we could fly in fucking planes. You feel me? Like crazy shit. We
literally, dude.
Yeah, depending if you believe we went to space, go to space.
Well, regardless of no space, like they fucking put bamboo and paper together and started flying.
Bro, people that were like started, those motherfuckers are wild boys.
Savages, that shit had to work.
No, or else you died. Or else you died. So right here, Stephen Hawking have expressed concern that full artificial intelligence could result in human extinction. The consequences of singularity and its potential benefit or harm to the human race have been intensely debated. Yeah, I mean, Seven Man, how do you feel about this, bro? I don't know where you stand on it. Curious.
I don't like technology.
No,
I really don't. I mean, I know we got to use it.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's ways of like getting cheddar, but bro.
And there's some benefits.
Yeah, some benefits, but I mean, like teaching your kids to sit on that, and that's what you know what I'm saying. Like, give that, you know what I'm saying. Give that your what is that? How like just to let them sit there and do that, you know what I'm saying, for 30 minutes or so on. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's up to the parents. Like, if that's teaching them something,
it's like some babysitting type shit nowadays.
But if it's like teaching them something, you feel me? Like their numbers or like letters and stuff like that, bro, that's perfectly fine. But don't let them sit there and play no games and stuff like that. You feel me? Like they shouldn't even their eyes shouldn't be so close to the screen. You know what I'm saying? Because that does mess up your
good
eyes.
points right now. Yes,
you feel me? Because once I hit elementary school, like the people came to my class and they seen I had bad eyes. I mean, all I did was sit in front of that screen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, too close. Nobody ever said anything?
No. Nobody never knew.
They used to be on my head all the time. Like, goddamn, stop standing so close to the fucking TV.
Bro, you know what? Bro, I'm trying to tell you, and Dragon Ball Z was on all the time.
I was as close as my feet could touch the fucking TV.
Was you powering up?
Bro.
Were you standing in front of the TV?
Bro, WWE, I was jumping off the second bump bed, you know what I'm saying? The top bump bed, you feel me?
Who was your favorite wrestler, bro?
The Rock, man, Dwayne Johnson, man.
Okay. I got Scotty Too Hottie. That's my.
Fuck no, come on.
Bro, the Hardy Boys.
I'm fucking with Scotty Too Hottie, but like, come on, bro. Like when you're talking about The Rock, you're talking about like Stone Cold.
Stone Cold.
He's not fucking with. Like, come on.